Hello there, crafters! This week we have some creative creation crafts for you. We're talking about Genesis chapter 1 and how God made everything. So we are going to make not quite everything, but a couple of things in honor of the creation story. So let's get right to work. We have a couple of really great things today. The first one we're going to do is just sort of a little reminder review of what was made on each day of creation. So we're going to do a story on popsicle sticks. And we're going to start out popsicle sticks, of course, and some paper. Now I'm going to cut out strips of paper. Basically, we're going to be taping or pasting our papers onto the popsicle stick. Now you can do this in circles or really in any shape. I'm going to do it in rectangles, and you'll kind of see why in a moment. So I'm just going to start trying to make relatively even or relatively similar size rectangles with my papers, and you don't want them to be too huge because of course they have to fit on a popsicle stick. But we're going to have, take a guess at how many total. That's right, 7. Because again, this is the creation story, and to go with the 7 days of, well, technically 6 days and a rest, but spoiler alert. So we're going to cut out 7 rectangle strips, again, of pretty similar size. And let's see if I can math. All right. Got 6. Let me get one more. And what we're going to do is sort of make a self-quizzing game almost for these different days of creation. So on each strip, what we're going to do is fold it in half, and this is what's going to go on the popsicle stick. Again, even that's a little big. I could probably make these strips slightly smaller, but we'll stick with this. And so what we're going to do is we're going to put a number on one side of the strip, and then on the other side we're going to draw a picture and or write words describing what happened on that day of creation. So we're going to do this the abbreviated version, so we're not here all day, but feel free to take your time, maybe even drag this out over a couple of days, or a couple of weeks rather. So we're going to start with number 1. Then on the inside, I've got light and dark. So you could do, I don't know, you could do a little light bulb or something to remind you of that. Light bulbs were not invented yet then, but you get the idea. So then we have day 2. We're going to put our nice big 2 on here. And we'll have water and sky, hence why it's blue. Draw some clouds there. If you have stickers to go along with this, that's awesome also. Again, this is the very basic version. Then we're going to have day 3 for plants and trees. There's a lovely, lovely tree. Trust me, that's what that is. Then we'll have day 4. This one is for stars and sun. So I can have some stars. I can have a sun. You get the idea. Then we're getting there. We're almost there. Then we have day 5 with, there we go, day 5, we have creatures, water creatures, animals, that kind of fun stuff. Whee! It's fish. And a flying fish, evidently. And last, well, almost last, we have capstone here. Eagle. And on day 7, we have that wonderful blessing that is rest. So now that we have all of our components here, we are going to tape them onto the back of popsicle sticks. And you can glue or tape them, but I like to tape just for the fact of that way I don't have to wait for the glue to dry. So we're going to tape our sticks down. Then we're going to get a cup or bowl or some kind of something, and we're going to decorate it and use it as a vessel for my sticks. And then we can turn this into sort of a guessing game, review game kind of a thing. So we've got all my sticks, and then put them in my cup and to write creation, which you probably can't see from where you are, but that's what it says there. We can throw on some stickers, and then we place our sticks into the cup, and we pull them out to go, oh, number 7, what happened then? That's when God rested. That's our Sabbath, our day of rest. Or, ooh, what happened on day 3? Well, that's when the plants and trees came. So, just a fun little review of the creation story that you can turn into a game and activity and craft all at once. Now, craft number 2, we're going to take a slight deviation on things, and we're going to have some extra fun here, making something that can be created and crafted and molded as well. We're going to be making Play-Doh. That's right, Play-Doh. So we are going to make something that can then be made into other somethings. We're going to start off with our basic ingredient. Now, are there multiple Play-Doh recipes out there? Of course, you betcha. There's all kinds of Play-Doh recipes. So this is just one way to do it. There are many others. And of course, make as much as you need for as many people as you need. This is going to be a smallish batch, but I don't need that much anyway. So I'm going to start out with a cup of flour. Again, use however much you need. These can be adjusted. That is not a good measuring. You should really scrape it off with a knife, but it's Play-Doh, it's not a cake. So, cup of flour. And we're going to have a 1/4 cup of salt. It's a lot of salt. That's okay. It's supposed to be. Then to that, we're going to add a teaspoon of vegetable oil or canola oil, whatever you got. And now we're going to stir this all together and just get it nice and mixed up and incorporated. Then maybe a tiny bit more oil here. There we go. Possibly that was too much, but we'll see. We can always adjust. Now I'm going to take a 1/2 cup of water that I've got here, and I'm going to add in some food coloring. Whichever color you like, of course. My favorite color is green, So I'm going to add in a little bit of green. 1 drop or 2 is enough. And that is naturally going to make it colorful. If you want it to be scented Play-Doh, if you really want to get creative, you could drop in some essential oils or vanilla or something to give yourself a little bit of a scent. Of course, that's totally optional. So I'm going to kind of gently pour this in to see how much I need. I may not need all of it. So obviously I'm not going to dump it all in there if I don't need all of it. But stir it around. And why make homemade Play-Doh, you ask? Well, partly because it's fun. It's a great rainy day activity. You could also eat it and it wouldn't hurt you. I mean, it's not going to taste great, but it's not going to hurt you. Non-toxic. And if you made it with sugar, I guess you could make it sweeter, but this part is going to be pretty salty. Now, last thing I'm going to add to this is cornstarch. So, I'm going to pop in just a couple of tablespoons of cornstarch. That will get things nice and thickened up. And when you can't really stir it anymore, you're going to sort of knead it like a dough. So at this point, all of my ingredients are nicely incorporated. And I'm just going to finish it off by kneading it together. Nice, there we go. And just knead and squish and knead until you have this lovely blob. You can kind of feel it coming together. You can feel it getting more Play-Doh-ish. And again, this doesn't look or taste very great, but that's okay. That's not what it's there for. It's there to be a fun tool that students can use. Don't worry, that was just my spoon. It's fine. Sweep the floor later. And now you have this wonderful, moldable, squishable Play-Doh. It's easy to tear off into chunks, hand it out to kids. You can make things out of it. Lots of great fun and entertainment. You can even throw some glitter in there and make it sparkly if you want. It's up to you. Get creative with it because it's your blob of dough to create and mold and make a masterpiece. So, Play-Doh fun and our 7 days of creation fun, 6 plus a rest. Wonderful ways to remember and celebrate the story of Genesis 1. So, feel free to squish it, squeeze it, make it, take it, play it your own way, but have fun. Hopefully, this will give you some bouncing off ideas and be a blessing to you in your ministry, wherever and with whomever that might be. Now, go make some crafts, make some disciples, and join us again. Have a great week. See you next time.